Hi Dolly fans, this is Kristen from Chrissy's Cuties. So today I'm going to show you how to transfer a photo onto a very small area. And sometimes you can hand paint things, but other times you really do need to be able to actually put the picture on here because it's so tiny that you just can't hand paint it. There's just no way to get it that small. So the picture that I'm working with right now is a picture of a cheerleader. Let me see if I can get her for you. Here we go. Here's the cheerleader's outfit, and I want to put that ultimate stars on her shirt, but the doll is so tiny that if I try to hand paint it, it's going to come out looking like a mess. So I'm going to show you another trick that we do. First thing we do is we print the picture onto a sheet of paper, and I shrunk it so it's really small so that it's about the same size as the doll. Okay, so once you print it, you have to cut this picture out right here. Okay, so I'm going to get my scissors and the picture, and you want to get as close to the lettering as you possibly can because anything over is going to show. So I'm going to do this very, very close to the letters. And I have to speed this part up because it does take a few minutes to actually do this. Okay, and even on this, even how close I got it, there's still a few spaces on here that I'm going to get rid of. Okay, that's pretty good. Nice and close, easy to read still. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually place this on the shirt, like that. Well, how are we going to do that? We're going to take some Mod Podge, which I already placed out here, and I already mixed it with some water. Okay, so there's Mod Podge and water in here, just a little bit. The water helps thin it out a little. You don't want to use too much water because it can also make the picture run. So you just put a little bit on here to stick the picture on. Might need a little more water because it's a little sticky still. If you don't want to do this with your fingers, you can also do it with a toothpick. You know, put it on temporarily and then take a toothpick and kind of push it into place with a toothpick. But I like using my fingers. Okay, once you have it in place, you just take some more Mod Podge and you go over the top of the picture. And again, my Mod Podge is a little too sticky. I have to water it down a little more, but you get the general idea. You just take the Mod Podge and you go over the entire picture with it. Make sure it gets nice and stuck to it. And once it gets stuck there, you let it dry completely, and then you can seal it as normal with your Duraclear. And once you seal it, it's on there. The other thing I like to do is these little places that show, and here, let me see if I can zero in. There we go. The little places that show once you get the Mod Podge on, you can always take your white paint after the Mod Podge is dry and just go over it to make it blend in with the shirt a little bit more. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. I'm going to Mod Podge this to get it nice and stuck on because right now it's just kind of temporarily on there. So let me show you real quick. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll be back in a little bit to show you how to paint the dark spots. Okay, so it's been a little while and it's dried pretty well, and it's actually not as dark as I thought it was. So I may just leave it, but I just want to show you, because the edges are showing a little bit at the bottom. So I'm going to show you how to fix that if you don't want them to show as much. You would just take a very, very fine brush with some white paint on it, since her outfit is white here, and you just kind of blend it. So you see how I'm adding a little bit of white to blend it into the shirt more, make it look like it was more part of the shirt instead of a printed picture. You can go back later on and fix whatever mistakes you make with a different color, but I may even go back in here and the white parts make a little bit brighter so they stand out more. But overall, it doesn't look too bad, and if you hold her from far away, and I know that, you know, this, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'm like, it's too close, it looks really bad. But if you hold her from far away, it's actually not as bad as you think it is. So she looks pretty darn good at this point. Again, I'm probably going to go in here with my paintbrush and touch up a little bit of the darker parts to make them look whiter, because it'll just make the lettering stick out more. But I don't want to do too much because I don't want to mess up the picture and have to start over again. So if you wanted to leave it at this point, I would say go for it, because she looks pretty darn good. And I will show you the finished doll as soon as I am done. I did write on her back, so now it says Ultimate Stars Athletics, which it's supposed to. Very, very tiny writing, as you can see from when she's far away. That took a couple of tries to do. But anyway, she's looking pretty good, and I will show you the finished product when I'm done. Here she is all finished. What do you think? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to our channel to see all of our upcoming videos. And thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like to see another video, just click on one of the links.